So, this is my list of movies that I watched. And before I start my list, I'm just gonna say the movies that I didn't see, that I didn't even see that I want to see. John Wick 4, I really want to see it. Oppenheimer, I can't see it because it's rated R. Barbie movie, I can't see it because my dad's like, Barbie movies about women don't need anybody, and that's not true. Everybody should need somebody. And he won't listen to me because, of course, I'm a child, and children don't have any rights, and adults just don't want to listen to them. And I didn't watch the new Teen Mutant Mayhem movie. I really want to see it, but my parents don't. I don't think they were gonna take me to a movie theater just to watch that movie about animated Ninja Turtles. But yeah. The rest of these films are movies that I've seen that I'm just gonna say, in order. They're from the movies that I liked, but I didn't. But I don't think they deserve to be up high all the way to my favorite. Cool. Number 10, The Flash. The movie was okay. The movie was okay in my opinion. It's like a good way to start the list. CGI is horrible. Like, look up Flash images. Look up Flash images with their CGI. Yeah, that should give you the whole expression of the film. But other than that, the action was fine. The story was okay. And I couldn't relate to the story, but like Sean Chandler I talk about movies a lot. Can't connect with the story, but not me. But still, a fun film in my opinion. Number 9 is the Mario movie, and it's not as great as I expected, but it certainly is better than The Flash. The movie, I don't know how to say about it. It's not bad, but like the movie does look like it relies on references, and it's not a really fun film. But other than that, it's the Mario movie. What else did you expect? It's not a good film, but I enjoyed it. There are some people saying about the Mario movie is this, Mario movie is that, and certainly I don't care. If I had fun with the movie, I had fun, all right? And let a Mario fan be a Mario fan. Not a cinematic achievement, or anything. Just a good film. But it is like the second highest grossing animated film of all time. Number 8 is Shazam 2. Not as good as I expected. Not better than Shazam 1, but it's still a fun film about unicorns eating Skittles.
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
Number 7 is the D&D movie. And I don't know a lot about Dungeons and Dragons other than the fact that the controversy and I have a friend that plays it. But the film, I don't know much about D&D lore, but the D&D Honor Among Thieves movie is really fun. It's hilarious. The action is amazing. I really am sad that it bombed at the box office.
Blind? Yes, I am. So wait, you're blind? Yes, blind. You got a problem with that,
or at least that's what freaking Watch Mojo says, but don't trust everything the internet says. But still, fun movie, funny characters. The actors look like they have a bunch of chemistry. I really wish to see the same cast again in another film that isn't about D&D, but just a comedy buddy film. Amazing movie. Number 6 is Beau is Afraid. It's a very complex, sad film about family trauma. And it's a movie that you don't get until you watch the whole movie, and if you understand what's happening, then you're going to get depression for 3 days. So yeah. Number 5 is a film that I haven't seen, but based on my parents' reaction, it looks good. Sound of Freedom, and it's a movie about the dark side of the earth, of the human population, that of child trafficking. And it's a very heavy movie to talk about, not because there's blood or anything like that, or it's a horror film. It's because it talks about a subject that's really hard to talk about in this society, and it's honestly one of the worst things a human being can ever do in this world. And there's so much of this cases happening around the world, and it really needs to be a light needs to be put on this situation. And other than that, all I have to say is that the people saying about the news coverage saying stuff about, this film actually, promotes, child kidnappings and child trafficking rather than preventing it, but which they haven't seen the film. I haven't seen the film either, but based on my parents' reaction, who have children, by the way, in case you couldn't tell, it's a really great film, and it really touches the subject of child kidnapping and child trafficking and it's a really heavy film. Number 4 is Nimona. Really great animated film. Really grateful that it got to see the light of day. I remember whenever Disney, canceled the film because even though it was like 70% done because of one like same-sex kiss scene. And I'm really glad Netflix, saved it despite the reputation with canceling everything animated. But yeah, Nemona's fun. It has a really great message at the end of the film. And now I wish that there was a sequel after the review at the end.
Holy
And now for my top 3 favorite movies of 2023. Number 3 being Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead franchise is like probably my favorite film franchise of all time because the first film, it is campy, but it does lean on the subject of horror. The second one is even more campier and goofier than the first one. Army of Darkness is just like a fun thriller. And then the Evil Dead remake is just borderline horror and terror. Ash vs. the Evil Dead. I recently watched the first season and I had a really great time. I had a blast watching it. And then Evil Dead Rise comes along and says, this film had me on the edge of my seat, throughout the entire film. The opening, I think, might be one of the greatest openings to a film of all time. And throughout the entire film, it's just edge of your seat, frightness, scary, gore, that cheese grater scene will ingrain into your head, the bathtub scene too. And honestly, I feel like this is the most detached Evil Dead movie apart from the remake. The remake was all horror, no campiness, but in this film, there's just a whole bunch of dark humor throughout the film, and once in a scene of campiness where the mom gets possessed and eats a guy, and then another guy is watching the horror happening, and then he's just screaming, and then the mom throws out an eyeball in his throat. It's just hilarious, but it's most detached Evil Dead film, and it's a film that gave me nightmares for 2 days. But other than that, it's a fun, quirky horror film that I think you're not going to be the same after you watch it. Number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I wanted this film to come out on Disney Plus, and I'm so glad it has. James Gunn has brought an amazing conclusion to an amazing franchise. This is probably the Marvel Cinematic Universe's only good franchise, other than the Avengers and the Captain America franchise. But other than that, it's probably their best franchise by far. James Gunn cannot replicate another cannot make another good franchise. Suicide Squad is really great, but I don't think the MCU is going to be on the same track record for so long after this film came out. Phase 5 is going to suck because James Gunn's not going to be a part of it, and we all know that. How is the Marvels going to rival against Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? I cried 3 times in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. What does the Marvels have to offer me? I mean, it is directed by the same lady who made the Candyman remake, so I'll give her that. And number 1 movie of 2023, in my opinion, is Across the Spider-Verse, because what about this film hasn't been said?
Even cooler under your mask.
I was just cool the whole time.
The animation is amazing. The Gwen story arc is really great in my opinion. I understand why a lot of people hate Gwen. I really do like her character arc about letting go and admitting to her decisions while also trying to protect the person she loves. And yeah, other than that, it has a good Miles arc too, but it doesn't feel completed. It will feel completed after part 2 comes out in 2027. I really like Spot. I really like how he went from a quirky character to a freaking celestial level threat just because he got called the villain of the week. The animation is amazing. The action is amazing. Everything about this film is amazing. Really wish that the cliffhanger wasn't as surprising as it was. But other than that, the film was amazing, and I can't wait until it comes out on digital August 8th, 2023. I'm recording this on the day before it's on video on demand. So yeah, that's all I have to say on my favorite films of 2023. Bye.